Hi, my name is Adam Mishan, singer-songwriter and vocal coach. And after working with hundreds of students, what I've realized is a lot of people don't understand the importance of vocal warm-ups or why they're even there.
Run, run, lost boy, they say to me.
I want you to think of vocal warm-ups very much like a workout in the gym. Just like we have to build up strength in the muscles in the rest of our body when it comes to going to the gym, the same thing is true with the muscles in the throat. When it comes to singing, there are very small muscles inside the throat that need to work properly and in isolation from other muscles of the throat in order to maximize vocal agility and vocal power. I find that one of the biggest hurdles for a lot of beginner singers is that they don't understand the value of warm-ups. And so it's very hard for them to stick to a regimen. I can't tell you how many students I have that one week they'll do their vocal warm-ups, the next week they'll fall off, one day here, one day there. This type of scattered approach is not going to give you the results that you want. Again, just think of this as if you were going to the gym to see results with your body. If you worked out 1 week on, 1 week off, you're not going to see the same results as if you have a clear regimen that you follow. So let's say you're working out 6 days a week and every single week you do that, you're going to see results eventually. It's just a matter of time. The same thing is true with your voice. The hardest thing for singers to do is to stay accountable. So often they're doing it with YouTube videos, they're doing it with online courses where there's nobody holding them accountable as to whether or not they do their exercises at all. This is part of what leads to that frustration when it comes to learning to sing, because they'll notice improvements and then their voice will plateau. And then they'll notice some improvements when they start working out again, and then their voice will plateau again when they stop doing their vocal practice. Now, again, just like when you're working out at the gym, there is kind of like the skeleton of a good vocal warm-up that pretty much all singers should be doing. So for example, lunges, squats, deadlifts, bench press, these are all standard exercises that nobody who's been to the gym for any significant period of time will tell you are worthless exercises. They are all going to work different parts of your body. And thinking of your warm-up very much the same, we want to work the different parts of the voice. That's going to be one of the most effective ways to structure a good vocal warm-up. So I'm not going to give you a specific vocal warm-up here, but I am going to go over that basic skeleton of what a vocal warm-up should be. And then based off of that, now you'll have the tools to structure your own vocal warm-up when it comes to doing your daily exercise. The first way I like to break up a vocal warm-up is thinking in registers. So we've got chest, we've got head voice, we've got falsetto, we've got whistle register. So we don't have to work out all four every single time, just like, you've got lower body, upper body. You don't have to work out the entire body every single time, but it's good to think about and break up your vocal warm-ups in this way. The chest exercises are going to be the exercises that work out the lower end of your voice. So generally where we speak is our chest voice, and the ones that increase the bass frequency in our voice are going to be the ones that lend themselves to developing and strengthening the chest voice. So exercises like buh, that's going to be more of a thicker sort of sound. Or like a guh, that's another one. Even one like mum is a little bit more towards the mix, but we're working a little bit more of that thicker, heavier sound in our voice. The next register to think about is our head voice. Exercises that lend themselves to a little bit more brightness, a little bit more treble area of our voice. That's the ones that we're going to be thinking about when we're working out this part of our voice. For example, sounds like gee. Sounds like pretty much anything with an E vowel, an E vowel will be more the ones that lead us a little bit more towards that brighter sort of place. That's going to lean us more towards head voice. Now, the key here is it's not just about brightness. It's also about how closed the mouth is. So a rule of thumb is the vowels that are more closed down will bring us closer towards head voice. The wider the vowel, the more it brings us towards chest voice. And then we have exercises that will warm up our falsetto. So these are anything that gets more air moving through the vocal cords. So Stuff like ooh, that sort of sound with an H at the beginning to get more air moving through the vocal cords. Or ha 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 ha. That sort of thing that will get more air moving. Or whoop, 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 whoop. Just like moving a little bit more air. Whoa, 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 whoa. Those are all exercises that will lean more towards falsetto, which is a necessary component to warm up in your daily exercise. Now, whistle register is not one that everybody can access. And for those that need to access it, there are really good ones that will like kind of get you there. One of my favorite exercises to get you there is with inhalation phonation. So this is where we suck inwards as opposed to breathing out for the voice. So we're going. And that's one way to kind of like tap into whistle register. Another one is with the whoop exercise. It just allows you to kind of like pop up into those higher registers. I know I'm in flageolet right now, but the same sort of principle applies when it comes to whistle register. It's just about going to that point above head voice where it starts to get a little bit more whistly. Another one of my favorites is the dog whimper. So being able to do like a. So those I know I'm going towards head voice, but keep going with that. Keep warming that up because I haven't warmed up my whistle right now. But if you keep warming that up, you will kind of go to that really, really high place in your voice. And then putting it all together, which is probably the most difficult register to access, is the mix register. So this is where we're mixing what we worked on with head voice, what we worked on with chest voice, getting the two to blend. And some of my favorites for these are actually starting with like quiet exercises and then building in volume. So if we could do something like a then you can sort of lean into that a little bit more. And in that way, you're kind of building into your mix from a place that's smooth and connected. You know, it's hard to find that connection at first, but starting really quiet can very much help. The next aspect to think about when you're thinking of structuring your vocal warm-ups is the amount of breathiness versus chord closure. Both of these you want to work. You want to be able to work a little bit more of your breathy voice, and then you also want to be able to work your more compressed / closed chord sounds. A sound like a with a lot of chord closure, light, gentle chord closure, but chord closure. There's not a ton of compression there. And then is something that doesn't have. So that's got a lot of breathiness. It doesn't have that chord closure with it. We want to work both sides of that coin so that we work out our falsetto and our head voice. And the chord closure is going to get us more into a mix as we work it. So again, think of your vocal warm-up very much like the gym. That analogy will really help you see the importance of why we do vocal warm-ups. Why not just sing songs? Because at the end of the day, we got to isolate muscles. We got to work those muscles. You know, there is a reason why all athletes train in the gym, whether they're swimming, whether they're marathon runners, they're going to train in the gym because you get to isolate muscles. It's kind of like the scientist's place to be able to work on very, very specific areas of the body. And the same thing is true when it comes to vocal warm-ups. We want to work on very specific parts of the voice one at a time and build them, strengthen them. So I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please check out this one. You're going to like it too.